So hi guys, and in my last video I talked about Warlords of Draenor being a possible new expansion, and we had the Blizzcon announcement yesterday, and the new expansion is actually Warlords of Draenor. So we have the new announcement trailer, and we have even some footage from the new areas. So in this video we're just gonna have a quick look at what is coming new, and I'll probably make some new videos on more info later. So the first part of the video that we're gonna watch is the new announcement trailer with all the new features coming in. They're coming in really quick, it's hard to see them all, but there's some really interesting stuff in there.
Bond is iron, our will unbreakable. Who will stand against us?
So next I'm quickly gonna go over all the features that we just saw, and let's start with the first one. So the first thing we saw was the new continent called Draenor. I'm gonna have the map of Draenor and some footage of Draenor itself actually in the background now, but the whole concept of this expansion is gonna be time traveling. When Garrison was killed in Siege of Orgrimmar, or when he was about to be sentenced, he actually escaped. He did not die, he escaped, and someone, we still don't know who, helped him and transferred him back into time, about 30 years back into the World of Warcraft game time. And he's gonna go back to how it was before. Before Outland came, there was Draenor, and Draenor had a lot of portals, which is why it exploded, and what left was Outland. So now we're gonna go back into the history, and we're gonna see how it was before, which is gonna be really interesting because there have to be a lot of things that happened in the past, because otherwise we would not have a horde, and the horde would not have helped us with defeating things like the Lich King and everything else. Garrison is gonna go back into time to try and stop the orcs from drinking the blood, which is what made them join the Burning Legion. He's gonna try and stop that so that the orcs remain pure orcs and he has a real horde from himself with the orcs. But this of course messes a lot with our current time in the world, so that's why we have to stop that from happening. The Garrison is a new feature implemented in the Warlords of Draenor. It is finally player housing in World of Warcraft. It seems to be really integrated into World of Warcraft. There's also going to be followers which you can level up and you can have in your Garrison, and they can work for you while you're offline. So that's going to be pretty epic. I've seen some possible UIs from how the Garrison is going to work, and it seems like it's going to be really epic. With the new expansion, they're also going to update all the old models of our characters. So they said they didn't want to change anything, they wanted it to still look like the exact same, but just a more updated version of it. And that's why we also have the comparison playing in the background, where you can clearly see the old models compared to the new models. They also changed the dances and stuff. They didn't really change it, but they made it more updated. Like everything of the body moves, you can see the face move, the hair moves, everything just looks better, but it's still the exact same as it used to be, and that's what they were trying to do. The new level cap is not really a surprise, since like all the heirlooms dropped by Garrison Hellscream already scaled from 90 up to 100, so we pretty much already knew that it was going to scale up to level 100. There are going to be 7 new dungeons on release, 4 were leveling up and 3 that are going to be unlocked at max level, but we are still going to get a normal version of them as well, not only get the rogues. We've seen the first dungeon in some videos, which I'm showing you, and it looks pretty good. The first dungeon was also playable at the Blizzcon, and it looks really good. And then for the raids, there's going to be 2 new raids in the first batch. The first one is going to be High Mall, which is going to have 6 bosses. And then a bit later, just like we had a Mr. Pandaria, we're going to have another raid, which is going to be the Black Rock Foundry, which is going to have 10 bosses. So that's 16 bosses in total for the first batch. And then the last thing about the new raids is there's going to be a new raid structure. Right now we have a Raid Finder, Flexible, Normal, and Heroic, which we all know. There's 10 and 25 modes. Flexible, you can go between 10 and 25. And they're gonna mash things up and they're gonna do it together. There's gonna be a Raid Finder, which is still gonna be with 25 people. But if someone leaves, instead of having to wait for someone else to join, the boss's health gets scaled down and you can just continue while the Raid Finder system looks for new people. The Normal is gonna be like Flex, where you can go with 10 to 25 people. Same for Heroic. And then there's gonna be a new difficulty called Mythic. This is just gonna be for like the top guilds in the world, and it's a fixed 20 players rate. The reason they did this is because they did not want the top guilds to have like getting people out of the raid for a certain boss and then get them back for another boss, because that would be the best way to do it. They just made it a fixed for like the really top end players. New monsters. There obviously are new monsters like this one. This is a huge monster which is gonna be used as like a siege machine or something. Then this is another example of just a drawing of a monster. This is like a huge centaur. It doesn't look huge in the image, but apparently it is really huge in game. So it's gonna be cool to see that in game. The ogres, like we've seen in the dungeon, of course, there's gonna be a lot more. And then there's another kind of tiger, monkey, ape thing, which I'm not really sure. But they said that we would see this a lot throughout the whole world of Draenor. So yeah, there's obviously gonna be a lot more, but they seem to be pretty cool as always. And then we've also seen some new flying creatures, which are also going to be used as a mount probably. So that's going to be pretty interesting as well. And I'm really excited to see how they look like and which ones we're going to get as a mount. Are we going to get them for one for the Alliance, the other one for the Horde maybe? I'm not sure yet, even though this Chimera thing, it seems like a flying thing as well. But I don't really see a seat for it as a mount on it yet. So maybe they don't even make this one a mount, but we'll see. World PvP is coming back in Warlords of Draenor. They have an island near to the Dark Portal where it's just a big PvP sandbox where you can just come in and start killing some people. There's also going to be objectives you can do. Well, not really objectives. You're going to be able to build your own siege weapons. You can start gathering your resources one day. The next day you come back, you continue, and you make your siege weapon and you own some people in PvP if you like to do that. They're also changing some things to the current battlegrounds. Like now you can see on the map how long it takes until an objective will be taken when you're controlling a flag. Instead of it just changing from red to grey to blue, it will now just slowly fill up with grey or slowly fill up with blue or red. And then instead of sorting by kills or damage or whatever, they're now going to give you a score, so you can actually see how you're doing in this battleground. You can rank everybody on score. They're also adding a new competitive PvP thing, as in the new arena kind of thing. It's called Trial of the Gladiator, and it's basically like the tournament realm. You can just go into there, you buy some gear, you play against other people with the same level of gear, so that gear is not an issue. And they're also going to try and have it available for limited time only, so that people can only queue during specific times of the week. That way there's not really a chance of exploiting, as in queuing against a specific person to trade wins. Then obviously there are going to be new items, rewards and quests, but I'm not really going to talk about that too much. Maybe I make another video about that in the future, but probably not. But one thing to say is that they're really changing a couple nice things to the items. They're going to try and clean your bags up. Heirlooms are going to be cross-realm and they're no longer going to be stored in your inventory. You can just have them and take them on whichever alt on whichever realm you want. That's really nice. And then they are also changing some things to the bags. You can sort your bags, you can make specific items go straight into certain bags, and they're also going to show you which items are just vendor trash that you can get rid of. Also, not a single quest item will be in your inventory anymore. They're all going to be stored in your quest logger somehow, I don't know, but they're getting rid of those out of your inventory, so that's going to be really great. And then last but not least, there's going to be level granting to 90. When you start playing again, you're going to get a grant to grant on all of you all the way to level 90, or you can even make a new level 1 alt and grant it to 90. I've also heard that there might be a possibility that you could buy it to make even more alts 90, but they pretty much confirmed that you would get one without paying anything extra or something, so that's pretty epic. So that's pretty much it. The last thing I want to say is we did not get any announcement of a new class or race. They have talked about this from the Q&A, and they said that they did not really plan anything for that yet because they have been looking at what the game really needed right now and do that first. We might still get a new class, but I don't really expect it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.